A day I'll never forget was the day I was diagnosed. Sitting there thinking, this can't possibly be happening.
My best friend was diagnosed with it about 11 years ago and died of it 10 years ago this coming January.
My connection to the disease started in 1982 when my grandfather was diagnosed. He was a farmer and a strong man. And he was having a lot of weakness and trouble kind of walking. And not only did my grandfather have the disease, but my mother was diagnosed in 2004.
I was diagnosed in December of 2015. That very day, that evening, we were introduced to Jeffrey Rothstein at the Packard Center.
The Packard Center was really built around the concept of collaboration. Hopkins has a very long, many decades history of a great collaborative environment. But the energy of collaboration really taught me how rapidly we could advance science.
So the collaborative environment, I think, in the Packard Center is enormous because we not only getting just funding from the Packard Center, but the collaborative environment allow you to exchange ideas that otherwise you don't find if you're just working in your own labs.
Back in the 90s and 2000s, probably still today, it could take years before you would get research dollars. You put a grant in, it would get reviewed, it would get rejected, you'd resubmit it, and go back and forth. What was lacking there was the urgency and immediacy of essentially picking the best research and making sure it moves forward fast, but in a coordinated way. That is essentially the mission of what the Packard Center is about.
I have been a member of the Packard board now for, I think it's almost 15 years. I wish I could support it more, but I support it just because I realize how important it is to do the research, and I think it's the only way we're going to find a cure for ALS.
To find a cure or to find something that will slow the disease down or hopefully block the disease from onset, we have to have great researchers like Jeff Rothstein and his team that he's put together at Packard.
In fact, today, 2 major genetic causes of ALS, therapies targeting those genes are now underway, and I'm quite convinced that those will be effective therapies. So Packard Center is all about starting innovative new projects, but that spark of ingenuity and creativity comes from the funding of Packard Center. What is Packard Center dollars? It's all based in philanthropy. So philanthropy essentially is the starting point to make a difference in ALS.
There's a lot of excitement, and there's really a lot of new ideas that are out there that are being tested. So to the patients, I think we have hope.
And hope is so important because people who despair are kind to give up. I feel like I have hope in the future of this research, and that hope is what fuels me every day. So by supporting their work, I feel like at the end of the day, what I'm doing is investing in hope.
There's a tireless group of people constantly striving to understand what's causing the disease and how to turn the disease around. They're not alone when they come to a clinic. They'll meet wonderful, warm clinicians and their team, but behind that is really hard science working essentially 24/7 to understand their disease and to come up with an effective therapy. Collaboration, innovation, hope.